Hey guys, it's Trina from Trina Lynn Creates, and I can't wait to dive into this DIY and show you how to make these adorable snow cozy snowmen. Now, first you're going to need some scrap wood and some wood glue and E6000 and some hot glue and some paint, some glitter, and a few bows, ribbons and bows, and burlap. Anywho, let's get started. Okay, so this is some scrap wood I had around the house, and it was like 22 inches, and I cut it to like 14 3/4 inches, and I'm just taking this folk art chalkboard black paint, and I'm going to paint the whole thing. And this is my favorite paint. I love this chalkboard paint. It is so great, and it just goes and it goes and it goes. It's got great coverage, and it just looks good. So I'm going to paint this and set it to the side, let it dry, and then paint our little snowmen. And this was a 19-inch piece of scrap wood I had, and I cut it down to 3 snowmen. One's 8-inch, one's 5-inch, and one is 6-inch. And I mean, you can do however you want. That's just the way I done it. And I'm just taking my Waverly white chalk paint and giving them a couple coats. And you're going to want to let this chalk paint dry in between coats, or it's not going to come out very good. It's not going to look very good at all. Trust me on that. Anyway, I'm going to get these little snowmen done and set them to the side and let them dry. Okay, now that our snowmen are dry, let's dress them up. And this is some scrap burlap that I had in my stash. I just knew I was going to use this little red piece for something. And so where he's so short and the burlap is short, I put it around like the first inch of the top of the snowman's head. Just wrap it around and hot glue it. And then I'm going to scrunch it up in the middle, as you can see. And then I'm just going to tie it with a red ribbon. And you'll see I put a jingle bell at the end for a ball on the hat. But I end up taking that off later in the end. And you'll see. I just didn't like it, and I changed my mind, and that's what we can do here. It's your DIY, and you do it how you want to do it. So, the scrap piece laying beside that snowman laying there, I take it, I cut it in half, and I got to fold it over, and I'm going to make it the rim of the hat. I think it looks so much better that way, where this piece of burlap is actually not very wide, if that makes sense to you. So I just take and fold it over and hot glue it, and then I glue it on the front, and I glue one piece on the back, and that takes care of that piece of scrap wood ribbon, as you can see here. Okay, we're going to move on to the other 2 snowmen and put their hats on them. And this is a piece of leftover burlap I had. I got a couple falls ago from Joann's at a pretty good price, and I just absolutely loved it. It had pumpkins all over it, as you can see. And I'm just going to reverse it and use the plain side and put it on just like I did the red one. Now you can see it's wider, so it does look good. Look a little better than the red one, I think, but you can't tell in the end. They all look great. Anyway, I just had this piece of baker's twine on hand, and that's what I used to scrunch up the burlap and tie and put a little bow on there, and that's our snowman's hat. And here I am doing the second one, and same thing. And that takes care of that scrap piece of ribbon in our stash, because that's what I'm trying to do here, is just craft my stash before I go buy anything else. because that's what I like to do, is shop and shop and shop. And then I have 20 projects going on at once. And then I get overwhelmed. So I got to quit doing that. Anywho, this is some snowflake garland that I've had for a while, and I just decided to cut it up and use it this year. If you see my previous video with the snow cone Christmas trees, is what I call them. I put some snowflakes all over a pretty white one. Anyhow, as you can see, I just take my little round foam paintbrush and dab his eyes on him. And this is just a piece of orange foam that I had left over, and I just cut their noses out, and I took my Sharpie marker and made his little dots for his mouth. And look how adorable he is. And then I take the end of my paintbrush and dip it in my chalk paint, my little white Adirondack, I think, and dot his eyes the way I want him to be looking, and I wipe it off in between each dots. And here I am doing the second one, and I'm going to do him the same way, as you can see. And now he gets a scarf. Both of them get a scarf. The other one, the 5-inch, is too short for a scarf to me. So, but he's okay with that one. The other two, they're kind of twinsies, as you'll see. Okay, well, I'm going to go on and finish up this little snowman. And this is our last snowman. And while they're sitting to the side, I'm going to take these alphabet words, Snow Cozy, and spray them with my Rust-Oleum matte spray paint in red currant. It's become one of my favorite red spray paints. And I had some iridescent and white glitter, and I had some spray adhesive that I used from the Dollar Tree. Sprayed them on real good. I sprayed a lot. You cover your letter, and then I just sprinkled on my glitter and shook off the excess, and I let them dry overnight. And now I'm just gluing the words to the front of our base that our snowmen are going to be sitting on. And I just take a snowflake and put it in between the words snow and cozy. And I thought that was so cute, and that black just makes that red pop, don't it? Now, I don't know about you, but I love to be snow cozy in the wintertime, watching it snow, listening to a crackling fire, drinking a good old cup of coffee with some French vanilla creamer. Man, how could it get any better? Anywho, here I'm going to take and show you. I put my snowman on the base. I use a combination of E6000 and a little bit of wood glue, and for the video's sake, some hot glue, so they'll go on and stay, because I want them to stay permanently. And you can see where I told you I changed my mind with the jingle bell on our red hat snowman. I took some pretty silver ribbon that I had and tied it around the hat and took the jingle bell off. And I've got a foam silver glitter star that I'm going to glue on the front of our snowman's hat in the middle. And I take and glue some Christmas florals in between the little snowmans. I had some pine cones and berries, a little bit of greenery, as you can see, and that completes our snow cozy project. And how adorable is this? This is too stinking cute for words. I love it. I love how it turned out, and everyone that has seen it has too. Actually, this is a special DIY because I ended up selling this, and you wouldn't believe what I sold it for. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you're new here, welcome. And please consider subscribing and hitting that like and giving me a thumbs up, please. And see you later.